Rey Mysterio, the legendary master of the 619 and WWE Hall of Famer, appeared in the discussion just days before the much-anticipated AAA Worlds Collide event, which was scheduled to take place immediately after Friday Night SmackDown and stream live on YouTube. Rey was welcomed warmly to the Raw recap show, expressing his gratitude to be part of the conversation, even if it was through a virtual connection instead of face-to-face. Rey joked about his mask never coming off, as the hosts playfully noted they still couldn't see his actual face. They reminisced about his career and specifically touched on the historic A&E biography documentary that explored his journey. One of the hosts remembered his first exposure to Rey being during the famous 1994 Worlds Collide show under AAA, a pivotal moment that introduced Rey to a broader audience. Now, decades later, the event had returned under a new era, with WWE and AAA forming an unprecedented partnership, and Rey himself serving as a representative of both companies. He reflected on how surreal it felt to see such a collaboration come to life, calling it almost futuristic in how the wrestling business had evolved. Rey explained how he never imagined WWE's parent company, TKO, would eventually purchase AAA, the Mexican promotion that gave birth to his career and put him on national television for the first time back in Veracruz in 1992. The fact that the promotion responsible for his earliest rise was now aligned with the company where he cemented his global stardom was deeply meaningful to him. For him, it wasn't just about nostalgia, it was about opportunity. Younger stars from AAA could now find pathways into NXT, Raw, or SmackDown, while WWE superstars had chances to perform in front of passionate lucha libre audiences. Rey emphasized that the fans were reaping the rewards of this evolution, finally being able to experience crossovers that once felt impossible. The conversation shifted to specific examples of WWE superstars embracing lucha libre, such as Finn Balor paying homage to Mexican culture by entering Triple Mania dressed as Magneto. What stood out to Rey was that instead of WWE talent trying to reshape AAA's product into something more WWE, the shows showcased WWE stars adapting and learning the lucha style. This, he felt, was exactly what wrestling fans needed: exposure to the authentic essence of lucha libre. Rey quoted Konnan, one of the architects of lucha's international expansion, who once said this was the ultimate dream: to have lucha libre showcased worldwide. Rey shared that Konnan had always wanted to work with both Rey and his godson, Dominik, under one roof, and now that vision was finally reality. Rey described the emotional look in Konnan's eyes during these moments, emphasizing just how passionate Konnan was about elevating lucha libre and ensuring the fans understood its importance. The excitement continued when the hosts brought up the upcoming AAA Tag Team Championship match, which would see WWE's New Day battling Psycho Clown and Pagano. Rey expressed amazement at how surreal it was to see a WWE team as established as New Day compete on a AAA card. He reminisced about watching Psycho Clown's late father wrestle in Tijuana when Rey was only a child, and how it was inspiring to now see the next generation carrying that legacy forward. Pagano, he noted, was a wild and fearless performer who threw everything into his matches. For Rey, this clash of styles between the high-energy, playful New Day and the chaotic duo of Psycho Clown and Pagano was a dream scenario that showed just how much the wrestling world had changed. The accessibility of AAA through YouTube was another point of excitement. One of the hosts admitted that in the past they never thought they'd spend a Saturday watching Triple Mania, but WWE's promotion and accessibility had made it irresistible. They highlighted how stars like Natalya had thrived in these crossovers. Rey agreed, noting that lucha libre wasn't just a style but a culture that added to a wrestler's overall skill set. He praised Natalya's growth over her last two AAA matches, crediting her partner TJ Wilson for his world-class technical mind and innovative approach to ground-based wrestling. Rey loved watching her step up in new ways, embracing the unique rhythm and spectacle of lucha libre, and felt these opportunities were elevating her career to another level. The conversation then turned to breakout stars like Mr. Iguana, who quickly connected with American fans during Worlds Collide. Rey explained that Iguana's success wasn't predictable on paper, but came from his humility, passion, and ability to connect with the audience. He contrasted that with Nino Hamburguesa, another performer with charisma and potential to ride the same wave of success. Rey emphasized that connecting with fans is always the key, and Iguana had shown how to capture that magic. Naturally, attention shifted to the blockbuster main event, Dominik Mysterio challenging Hijo del Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship. Rey admitted that he himself had never captured the Mega Championship during his time in AAA, and if his son managed to do so, he would tip his mask in respect. Rey acknowledged the difficulty of the challenge, as Vikingo was on another level athletically and had been a dominant champion. Still, if Dominik were to walk away not only as Mega Champion, but also a double champion holding titles from both the US and Mexico, he would achieve something no Mysterio before him ever had. The hosts pushed Rey further, asking if that could make Dominik the greatest Mysterio of all time. Rey was careful in his response, noting that one night of success doesn't erase 34 years of his own career. However, he admitted that it would mark a groundbreaking moment and start Dom on the path toward becoming the best Mysterio. He also acknowledged how frustrating Dominik's rise had been for many. Fans wanted him to fail, yet he kept thriving. Rey explained how different his own career trajectory was. He always fed off love and support from the fans, while Dominik thrived on negativity and hostility. Each man had his own formula for success, and Dominik's unapologetic approach, though controversial, was undeniably effective. Rey also reacted to the shocking John Cena heel turn on Cody Rhodes, admitting it made him sick to his stomach at first, but also applauding the execution since it caught him completely by surprise. He praised Cena's SummerSlam match with Cody as incredible, even texting both men afterward to congratulate them. However, Rey warned that Brock Lesnar was a different kind of beast entirely, someone who didn't care who you were, rookie, veteran, or legend, because Lesnar treated everyone as prey. Rey recalled the fear he felt the first time he stood face-to-face with Brock, calling him a monster from another planet. That made Cena's upcoming clash with Lesnar at WrestlePalooza all the more compelling, particularly since it would occur during Cena's retirement tour. Talk eventually returned to Rey himself. He confessed he would love to wrestle on a AAA show again, especially now that WWE and AAA were united. The idea of potentially challenging for the Mega Championship was raised, and the possibility of a father-versus-son clash with Dominik was teased. Rey admitted he had put their family conflicts behind him after their WrestleMania showdown, but said if Dominik as Mega Champion ever crossed the line again, the spark for another confrontation could ease.